What's the weirdest insult you've experienced from a male stranger? Today on a subway platform I was called a goddamn spy bitch whore by a random man when I was in his way. I was so shocked that I kind of laughed and he did not like this and stormed off. Has anyone had a weirder comment? I have light reddish blonde hair, green eyes, and I'm super duper pale. Some old guy yelled at me to get a effing tan as I was loading my then baby in her car seat. I asked him what he said because I didn't think I heard him right and he got super embarrassed. Sorry dude, but the sun is enemy. Weir's like you are the reason the emperor needs to come back. Context: I'm the German. The last emperor was like 100 years ago. My first high school boyfriend said you're not that pretty but your pheromones are sexy before kissing me. That's not nice. Standing in airport security waiting to be screened. TSA agent looks at me. Lots of piercings. Nothing too nuts though, no brow. No lip. Just one ear and nose and says EWW. What were you even thinking? I said not about you. I was at a bar with a friend. I was wearing a black slip dress, a long grey cardigan, black loafers, and a black brimmed hat. This was like 2015. I looked cute. This big meathead guy walks by, blatantly looks me up and down, looks at his equally meaty friend, makes a face, shakes his head, points at me and says I don't like that. Right next to me. Didn't care I was staring right at him as he said it. I once had a fellow yell nice tits, bitch at me from their car. I'm not sure if that was an insult or a compliment, but it sure didn't feel like praise of any sort. I was called an uptight fucking bitch in a bar when I politely declined an offer of a drink and told him that I was only there to catch up with my friend. I walk around with headphones and sunglasses so I don't hear what's said to me by strangers. I was around 16 and my dad had just died. I had always been a little overweight but was not obese. I decided to go jogging with my in-shape cousin to try and get healthier. Some older guys in a car, college age, maybe, yelled that I was wasting my time and was ugly as hell. So heartbreaking. Then the next day I was running again and a group of girls yelled to keep it up and that I was doing great. Your elbows are too pointy from a dating app, where you could barely see my elbows. I was on the subway and it stopped short and I fell and basically landed on this guy. It was obviously an accident and I felt terrible and apologized profusely. He loudly yelled at me and called me a peasant. I was walking to work early in the morning through the city in athletic gear on, headphones in. A car was stopped at lights so I could cross the road, and when my song stopped I heard the male driver say to his male passenger, "I'd fuck that doggy style." I assume he meant I wasn't good looking enough to look at. I was in NYC at the Metropolitan and some guy was panhandling and he asked me where I was from and I said DC and he took off running screaming that I was a hitman. Thinking face was very confusing. Definitely not weirder but also weird. Years ago, there was a man asking for money, and I had no cash change on me. I used to keep a significant amount of coin in my car, though, so I went and got it and went back to where he was with it. He proceeded to call me a demonic whore of Satan and one of the devil's lesser minions. Anyway, it got scary, and I just hope he got the help he so clearly needed. And yes, I did give him all the change. Lol. That one sticks out. But it's for sure not the only one. Being told I'm a product of the devil because I'm a red-headed lefty. You'd be doable if you weren't so fat. From a total stranger on the street, weedy guy with a rat face. I replied I'd never do you. But the arrogance and audacity that he somehow owned my body stayed with me. One of the many reasons I now automatically think men are all just assholes till they prove otherwise. A couple of 40 guys drinking goon on a park bench once hollered, "Here come the uglies," at me and a friend, both early 20s women. "You look like a boy in middle school." He was trying to flirt with me my age and I ignored him, so that was his reply. "I guess he likes boys." That should have been my reply. A guy who I thought was my friend but turned out to be someone I really didn't know once commented that when I went to the gym every night I was probably just riding the elevator while drinking chocolate milk. That was a really strange insult and should have been a bigger location flag. I was minding my own business and leaving the theater with my friend. We walked past a group of guys and one of them was like, "EWW, what is that I look up and he's looking right at me and I just gave him a look and kept walking. LMAO. People are weird." Wasn't particularly directed at me. But my food, I'd never eat a salad this disgusting. There was nothing disgusting about my salad and some of my male friends insisted that he was just trying to flirt. One was kinda useful. Bunch of old drunk guys had to discuss my looks and between creepy compliments one mentioned that I should moisturize, skin was indeed too dry. Was told to put on some fucking pants at a music fest. I was wearing leggings. I was called a fucking N-word. I am not black. I'm disabled and have a trained service dog that helps me. A random man, in front of his wife and kids, started petting my dog without asking. She was wearing her harness with 5 patches saying "Do not pet." I said "Don't pet my dog" without asking first. The guy lost it. He called me a hoe bag and said, "If you are not friendly enough to let people pet your dog, you should use a stick." I'm not blind, low vision by the way. It was the first and only time I have been called a hoe bag. Sigh, I just wanted to buy some dish soap and leave. Just like everybody else. I once walked by a table full of men and one of them asked me if I called the cops. I said why? He said because somebody stole your ass. This makes me chuckle and cringe all at the same time. Me and 2 of my friends were just standing on the corner of a street chatting on our way home. And a guy who cycled past us angrily yelled, "Fucking women." We were so confused. Random Walmart stocker who smelled intensely of the good and was looking at me and talking to his fellow stocker, "She fat, but damn she look good." Was both flattered and insulted. Fake titties ass bitch when I said no when they asked for my number. My boobs are real, LMAO. I was told I was toxic and crazy because I won't give every man who comes my way a chance. Jerkface asked to speak to the manager. I informed him that I was the manager and he said, You're the manager? You couldn't manage a gang-bang in a whorehouse." I was walking down a street in Tempe with a friend and some guy just decided to spit on me. Never saw him before or since. A guy called me a puta because I didn't speak Spanish. I do know what that words means. Rude asshole. Probably getting tongue clicked at a gas station until my husband came out with our drinks. Then the tongue clicks turned into chants about being a race trader. I had a random stranger who I never spoke to say something along the lines that I have a lot to say but my words are empty. Nothing prompted this. It's amazing how men will make up a fake entire personality and a background for you before you even speak to them.